Alright, what's up, guys? So, Hoopflix, I almost said fix. But anyways, Hoopflix has uploaded a video titled Banned Things in the NBA. Yeah, no, for those that don't know, there are at times, though, where, like, shoes, more so that's what I've heard, is that shoes have been banned from the NBA. And I know people are probably like, bro, how does, like, sneakers, like, that's the main thing that, that's, like, get some people driven to basketball is the sneakers. And no, there's actually, I don't have a pair that's like nearby. I think if I did, it's like either buried with a bunch of other shoes, or they're just not on this like shoe rack right here. But no, there's a pair of these Yeezys that I have that has like this reflective back, and there's actually another pair of there's two pair of the Yeezys that I have, but then there's these Air Jordan 6s where the whole upper is like reflective. And I guess it has something to do like with it being too bright, and it can cause a distraction for some people and stuff. So yeah, and then from that to like there are some shoes that were too springy, so like I guess like it made them jump higher than the average person and or average basketball player, and those were banned. I'm trying to think where's some other shoes. There's some I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can. So these shoes, right up here. So there's a black. Hold on. There's a black and white versions of these shoes right here, the Air Jordan 11s, and yeah, those shoes were banned. So you'll be surprised on how many different shoes, but it looked like there's gonna be multiple like different things that's banned in the NBA. So now let's go ahead, check this out. Make sure you guys, if you haven't, go subscribe to Hoopflix. But anyways,
illegal shoes, weird accessories.
Why is you wearing a full-blown like knight armor? Why would you even? That's too heavy, bro. No, there's no way somebody tried to come out there with that. Like, I can understand like walking to the stadium, you know how like when they show them like when they walking into the locker rooms, I can understand wearing it then, like if it's like Halloween or something. But if not, like, and you try to wear that on, who do you think is gonna attack you, bro? Like what, Black Knight? Like that? Nah, there's no way.
That almost killed somebody. These are the things the NBA banned. And I bet you didn't know that the Warriors only became one of the greatest teams ever because of a banned food. The Warriors were keeping it secret until everybody was talking about how they could break one of the craziest records in NBA history by winning 73 games in a season. But their strength and conditioning coach knew about the team's horrible diets, and he felt the only way the Warriors would have enough energy to win that many games was putting all junk food on the banned list.
Wow.
But when they saw peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on the list, they fought for the right and went to war to get them unbanned.
Like, how is that?
Apparently, it was their secret weapon.
During a game at halftime, Steph was yelling back to the bench. He was like, "I'm hungry, I'm starved." So he asked that I make him something, figured I'd put together a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for him, and that kind of is what started it.
And after they revealed their love for the food, they made NBA history.
The fact that they set a new all-time record of 73 regular season wins can never be taken away. But here's the thing, they were this close to it not happening, not because of injuries or bad play, but because someone had the audacity to take away the Warriors' pregame peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
So even though the sandwiches were banned, they helped the Warriors become the greatest regular season.
That's just that, in my opinion. The NBA, I'm like, no, you guys are on some dumb stuff. Who bans a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Like, I've heard of a lot of different things being banned before, but that food, that's crazy to me. I'm like, that's something where I would like to actually sit down and talk with like a behind the scenes NBA executive that's like in control of like that type of stuff, and ask them like, you're banning food, like you're banning a food option, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Nah, there's no way.
Team of all time. But maybe they should double up on the PBJ, cause now they can't even beat LBJ. But even that ain't as crazy as the NBA banning a jersey for breaking people's TVs.
Hey, ban a jersey? It's like if that's my jersey.
The Bucks came into a game ready to debut their new merch line, Cream City. Now, I don't know who came up with a name like that,
okay.
But once the Bucks put the jerseys on, they repped them proudly. And creaming their opponents wasn't what the NBA had issues with. Apparently, the Bucks jerseys were causing TV glitches, and the cream colors the technology used for on-court advertisements. So out of nowhere,
that
the
makes
Bucks
sense.
revamped their jerseys to a blue version. And eventually, a Bucks employee announced that they weren't allowed to do cream-colored jerseys anymore. Neither could
Okay.
any team, because it was banned. But what if I told you the NBA also banned players from showing off their head game? From Jimmy Butler
with the steal.
to Drew Holiday
That Drew, nice move.
and De'Aaron Fox.
Is it because of the bandana or
This
something?
new Nike
yeah,
accessory
okay,
called the
yeah.
Ninja Style headband completely took over the league. I mean, even LeBron was hyped about a new way to hide his hairline. Until the NBA got scared players would tug the headbands from behind and cause injuries. So looking like my ninja was banned. But an
Yeah.
accessory is one thing.
I can
There's
understand
banned
that.
celebrations that get players
Yeah.
fined tens of thousands of dollars.
I'm like, me being from Seattle and me being a Seahawks fan, I know all about that. Yeah, there's freaking Marshawn Lynch. So that, I can understand that. I can understand, like, the headband accessory, because I'm, like, imagining it where it's like, yeah, players going up for a layup, and then you got somebody coming up from behind if they don't like that player and pulling the headband and, like, snapping their neck back. Yeah, I can see that it went from being on this to, like, Golden Hoops, like, most heated moments, because, nah, man, yeah, I could, that would be crazy. But, I mean, I don't know, like, if you have that much beef or hatred towards somebody so willing that you're going to cause an injury that catastrophic, you shouldn't be playing in the NBA. No, that's insane.
Shot clock was becoming an issue in LeBron. And the middle finger salute from one of the fans. And he'll get
Oh,
fined
yeah.
for that.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
To me, those celebrations were hilarious. But to the NBA,
Nah.
those gestures were considered inappropriate, got players fined thousands of dollars each, and were banned. So now you see why players usually don't let their celebrations get out of pocket. But the NBA isn't the only one who bans things.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I thought to myself, like, if I were to ever land myself in the NBA, no, I'd just go and, like, just lay the ball up, 3-point, dunk, whatever. I'm, like, just running right back down the court, and I'm just continuing on. I'm like, I ain't doing no celebrations. I ain't doing nothing, because I'm like, you guys ain't gonna find me, like, $50,000, like, oh, because he did this with his hands. I'm like, nah, not doing it, so.
LeBron James ruined all of his teammates' fun just because they lost him a championship. During the 2015 NBA Finals, LeBron was doing the near impossible by carrying his team to just 2 wins away from the title. So LeBron was hoping his teammates could stay locked in, but instead, they rolled in?
Wow. Yeah, everybody, they were on those hoverboards. I can
else
see
did?
that being banned, because they probably, all those videos of people falling off of those things, I can see, yeah, J.R. Smith, he don't know the brakes on that thing. He don't know, I think you gotta, like, lean back or something. You gotta do something weird to, like brake check it and stuff. But, or that thing malfunctioned, it just comes to a complete stop, and then you go flying off, and they're like, oh, J.R. Smith can't play tonight because he ain't injured himself.
J.R.
so.
Smith, man. When he pulled up on his hoverboard, it was all fun and games, but it completely jinxed the series, or at least that's what LeBron thought, because the Cavs lost that night, the next 2 games after, and were forced to watch their opponents celebrate a championship on their home court. So LeBron was beyond pissed, and not only did he blame the hoverboards for the losses, he literally forced the Cavs to ban them. I already know
What?
LeBron got some hate for that one.
How you? Oh, yeah. I remember that video.
But I bet you didn't know that the NBA bans anybody who hates on LeBron? People get pretty wild towards him.
Hey, bro, you better get this together. Is that receipt not airline?
And while some of those things are funny, one fan literally told LeBron she hoped his son got into a car accident and died.
That's what
so he
that
got
girl said?
rejected.
What is LeBron looking for? Oh, somebody is. We got.
Because I always would see this video, and I'm like, what did this girl say? You went that? Nah, I'm telling you, people, when they get so upset over a sport, and it's like, what, like, level of money do you have to where you guys say some crazy stuff like that? No, I'm saying, because, like, let's say if that was the case, right? And, like, you know, God forbid if that ever were to happen. But, like, let's say if that was the case, that blood would be on her hands. It's like you put that out in existence. And it's like, fam, if you're that evil over a basketball, nah, that's crazy. I always wonder, because, like, every time when I see, like, it'll be, like, most heated moments of, you know, this week or most heated moments of this month, I always would see this clip. That is insane. That girl, no, you are a psychopath. Like, no, seriously, something is, like, mentally wrong with this woman. To wish, like, death upon somebody? No, something's wrong with you. Like, no, that woman's, she's on drugs.
A little unruly, and LeBron is pointing it out to the officials. And what
that's
they're gonna
crazy.
do
And
is
she's
they're
like,
gonna
and I always
put
see, I'm all like, she was trash talking, like, but it's like you do that face out. Oh, that girl is 100% entitled. Like, nah, she has like issues going on in her life where it's like she thinks that she could do and say things, and she's right. And I'm like, nah, you're just it'll be in a matter of time though before like she has like a life-changing moment where it just changes her whole perspective on carrying on like that, because acting like that ain't gonna get you nowhere. But anyways,
LeBron can do that because there's been a secret rule ever since he made a decision that shocked the world.
oh
What's your
yeah,
decision?
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
That announcement nearly sparked World War III. Fans rioting, burning his jerseys, and the NBA felt like this would follow LeBron into arenas. So they invented the
Yeah.
No LeBron Hate rule, where it states that verbal hate towards LeBron, wearing anti-LeBron merch, or even holding signs with LeBron hate will get fans ejected from the arena and banned. Now, obviously to this
people, it trips me out how like people, they take that stuff so like serious, you know? Because like I don't know, me personally, being a sports fan, like I say I'm more so a wrestling fan, but like, yeah, there's been times like where matches have like, oh dang, like why'd that match have to end that way, you know? But I'm not gonna like actually go there and be like, oh, I gotta cause physical harm to this person, or you know, or say something that's just downright disrespectful. I'm like, yeah, I'll crack jokes and you know have fun with it, but it's like I feel like when it's just on a level of like just being overall disrespectful, there's no like, yeah, I shouldn't even like, you shouldn't even be watching sports or like doing anything sport related if that's how you're gonna carry on. But no, like I think I do remember though when LeBron, well, I do remember watching the video and they were talking about how like he went to go play in Cleveland. I think it was like, I can't remember if it was the first game, but it was like when he very first signed to the Miami Heat. And yeah, they was like, I think they said it was some Heat players, they were scared because it's like, nah, these fans are crazy right now.
some hate slips through, but no matter what comes out of fans' mouths, it doesn't compare to what's banned from being in players' ears.
Oh, yeah.
Music's always been a way that players get hyped up for games. Whether it's the Grizzlies holding a dance ritual, or LeBron rapping his favorite lyrics.
Baby, won't you come my way?
Without music, players would not be on point. But the NBA didn't care. They felt that wearing earbuds was not proper attire on the court. And for a while,
on the court,
they stopped letting players wear them. Until NBA legend Vince Carter spoke out on this and said, it's gonna hurt my routine. I like to listen to music when I'm working out. That was my chance to really kind of relax, yet focus in when I have music on. Regardless though, in the NBA,
I could get like practice, and you know, like any other, but it's like if you're actually out there in the middle of the game like that, you guys sit down and think about it. That's like you go to any establishment out there and you see somebody listening to music and you're trying to get their attention for some reason. Like, I'm trying to think what could it be. Okay, let's say you're in GameStops, right? And you're all like, hey, excuse me, you know, clerk man or woman, whoever, but you know, you're trying to get their attention. You're all like, hey, do you have this game in stock? And they're not hearing you because they want to listen to whatever song they want to listen to. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can understand. So I guess like putting it in, you know, like if you're out in the middle of the game and then the coach is telling you to do something, yeah, you are listening to Drake or King Von or 21 Savage, somebody, you know, and you can't hear, then it's like, how do you expect to like have it where it's like any game is gonna get played out correctly? So practice, okay, yeah, that's cool. You know, any other moment and stuff, all right, cool. But out there, like actually in the middle of a game, nah, like you gonna have to wait until afterwards.
Earbuds were banned. But nothing we've talked about so far is as wild as one of the NBA's biggest cover-ups. The time they banned a basketball from making players' hands bleed. During the 2006 season, NBA Commissioner David Stern heard about a new invention called the Spalding Synthetic, and these basketballs were being specifically designed for NBA players. They were rumored to include microfibers instead of leather for better grip, which would also cause moisture to evaporate quicker. And right out of the box, every ball was supposed to feel broken in to give all players an equal advantage. There seemed like no negatives, so Commissioner Stern forced all teams to make the transition. But within only months of his balls being played with, it became one of the biggest.
It's like you kind of already know where he goes when he says. It's like, bro, why you gotta say it like that, man? Like, word it differently.
Controversies in NBA history.
In June, the NBA unveiled their new game ball with futuristic material that is intended to improve grip. As the season begins tonight, it's become the hot topic as some players like Shaquille O'Neal have spoken out against it, saying it feels like one of those toy basketballs you buy at the department store.
I thought we would wait to the end of the season. I really thought definitely after this season it was going to be changed, but I didn't know it would happen during the season. But I mean, I guess a lot of guys were complaining about it.
I guess there's something to it. I mean, that's the guys complaining about getting cut hands. I don't know. I mean, I used to get them when I was in high school. It was always just whenever like
I had to play with gloves. I'm like, that's what I did. Played with some
yeah,
gloves. If a basketball is cutting my hand up, no, I'm wearing gloves. I'm like, go ahead and find me for like wearing some gloves. But I'm like, I'd rather do that than than to have it where it's like my hands is getting cut up every game. So
now it was bigger than just the Bulls. Superstars like Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki were complaining. The balls were even causing players to suffer hand injuries. So Mavericks owner Mark Cuban took it upon himself to prove the balls were messing up the game. And he literally paid a physics professor to study the ball, where they found shocking reasons why shots like these.
Like Mark Cuban, he always be getting fined for some stuff. So, man, think of some stuff you get fined.
It's all because the synthetic balls bounced 8% less than the old leather balls. Studies also showed that when the balls got wet, it was actually harder to grip and more slippery, the opposite of what it was supposed to be. So this forever became known as the NBA's biggest failed experiment, as the league resorted back to their old balls, and the Spalding Synthetic was banned. Man, shout out to the NBA for listening. But speaking of what players hold in their hands, if you ever get drafted to the Clippers, do not, I repeat, do not be seen holding an iPhone or an iPad around him. What? This is Steve Ballmer.
What is he doing? What kind of celebration is that? It's like, hey man, let me go.
But the only reason he could afford that price tag is because he used to be the CEO of Microsoft and still owns a higher percentage of the company than Bill Gates. So Steve takes Microsoft products very seriously. Like, he doesn't even let his own family have iPhones. And once he became the Clippers owner, the very first rule he put into place was to switch all the team's technology to Microsoft, and all Apple products were banned.
Wow.
I guess Kawhi Leonard didn't get that.
That's crazy. I'm like, yeah, I that's beyond some stuff where it's like I go and get waived from a team because I have an iPhone. I definitely would be going out on the media on some stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, are you going to supply me with a new phone or something? I mean, because, yeah, the thing is this, like, I'm still going to use it, but the iPhone, but it's like, I guess around you, then I'll use whatever Microsoft phone. But I'm like, bro, you better be handing me a new phone or some phone, computer, tablet. I'm saying, like, if these are my go-to products, and I'm like, yeah, you better start supplying me with some stuff. But I'm like, I'm not gonna just go out my way and go buy something and things for no reason, and I got a perfectly good working phone right here. So
memo. Now I see why he's never allowed to play. But I also see why he never joined the Houston Rockets. Because not only did they ban players from doing a certain move, anyone who violates the rule gets clowned by the entire team. In 2017, the Rockets were already one of the best in the West, but since they got eliminated early in the playoffs, Coach Mike D'Antoni wanted to make a change. He realized all their two-point shots, other than dunks and layups, were just as likely to go in as three-point shots. So he figured, why don't we just run the same plays all game long, where James Harden brings the ball up to get his own shot, drives to the rim, or passes to an open shooter for three. Nobody was allowed to take mid-range shots, and it was definitely a strategy that stressed players out, but for any Rockets players who didn't listen,
that's crazy.
They'd get clowned during film the next day by having their picture on screen with a red X on it. And clearly they didn't want that.
Oh, nah, I'm like, trade me. Trade me. I'm like, I will not be it's because it reminds me of this teacher I had in high school where it's like if you failed the test, she'll have it where the kids that failed will walk out and then the kids that passed will be still sitting in the class. Then the kids that failed will walk back in. The kids that passed start clapping for us and stuff. And I'm like, it's stuff like that where it's like you're just gonna embarrass a person for no reason. I'm like, yeah, if you find yourself having it where nobody wants to play with on your team, or you're being fired as a owner or coach, whatever, yeah, then it's like, then there you go. But I'm like, that's insane.
We did have players apologizing for taking the wrong shots.
Him smiling. He goes, my bad.
The Rockets ended up setting the record for most three-pointers made in a season, and even became the best team in the league. Until the Rockets started losing in the playoffs, and NBA legends didn't feel like this was a good strategy after all.
This is a crazy stat. James Harden has taken 1 mid-range shot in this series. The Houston Rockets have taken 7. It's okay to shoot mid-range shots.
But even though that man was a Rocket, things changed a lot since he'd been there, because all mid-range shots were banned.
That's crazy.
Now, if only the NBA hadn't banned the shoes that gave players superpowers, then the Rockets would have probably been champions by now. Speaking of shoes, though, there's a ton that the NBA doesn't allow for some pretty weird reasons. Stephen Curry just wanted to celebrate the Chinese New Year with a custom pair of his signature shoes, till the NBA randomly claimed
I have like that, not design, I have that shoe, but a different colorway.
To match his team's colorways, and he got kicked out of his kicks. Karl Anthony Towns created some so he could put on for his favorite Netflix show, Stranger Things. But once he laced them up, the NBA told him his shoes could only include shoe brand logos. There was even the time that Kanye West revealed that he spent years designing over 300 different concepts for a Yeezy basketball shoe. And once pics leaked of his final version, the NBA didn't even let him touch the court a single time before they complained about its reflective heel.
Yep, those are the
Don't even get me
ones.
started on Cole Anthony, man. My God, I never thought I'd see anybody on a basketball court wearing Timbs. Not only did the NBA ban them, this dude really broke the rules for the dunk contest just to end up getting clowned everywhere.
You're not a dunker. So if you're gonna dunk, what the hell are you doing putting on Timberlands for?
I
But
know,
not
those
all
are they're
shoe-
like the heaviest shoes ever. Like you're dunking in Timbs. That's
Bans
crazy.
come from the NBA itself. Tyler Hero recently revealed one of the Miami Heat's biggest secrets. They apparently now consider themselves rivals with the Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is their biggest enemy. So cause their squads face each other multiple times per season and keep running into each other during the playoffs, everybody on the team agreed that nobody's allowed to wear any of Giannis's signature shoes.
Oh,
And I
wow.
don't blame them.
I
Those
have
shoes
those.
are ass. I'm glad they got banned.
I mean, hey, bro, it's like, okay, like them ones that they just showed, and then there was these ones there, it's like based off of the hair product in the Coming to America movie, especially those ones. I'm like, nah, bro, y'all can say whatever you want to say. I'm like, I guess, just me being a sneakerhead, I'm gonna like whatever shoes that I get, but yeah, I'm like, bro, it's like that. Don't be trashing. Them shoes is actually they're pretty comfortable.
But I'm surprised there isn't more banned things in the NBA, because you wouldn't believe the things that players are hiding from the public. Like one player does things that are illegal. Another player almost never even existed. These are 20 things you didn't know about NBA players, and I know you
that's
want to watch it,
Photoshop.
man.
They look like it was
Click
from
it.
a video game or something. But anyways, the shoe ones, I was like, I kind of figured, but all the other stuff, I'm like, dang, bruh. I'm like, NBA, y'all got too many things going on. It'll be, I could just see right now, it's gonna probably be like a documentary or a movie or something. It's just gonna be all these different secrets about the NBA that comes out. A lot of people gonna probably be tripping off of it. So, but anyways, no, that was a pretty good video. Make sure you guys, if you haven't, go subscribe to Hoop Flix for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.